I see it so many people have conversations in reference to people playing the victim or acting like they have a victim's mentality or they're this, that, or the third. Let me say this. The offense happened, right? This is what people don't get. Just because the offense happened, it does not mean that you forget, right? So if a person, example, if a person is SA'd as a young child or they experience DV, that doesn't mean that that offense didn't occur. That didn't mean that that trauma to that individual did not happen. Now, as time progresses and goes on, you have to understand that some people may have triggers from things that has transpired from their past, right? And people have this big freaking conversation like, oh, they need to just heal from their trauma. They need to heal from this, that, or the third. Let me tell you something. Healing is a process, okay? If you cut yourself, the bleeding stops, but that doesn't mean that the wound is not still there. But over time, right, it begins to get a scab on it, it heals, and sometimes it leaves a scar. Some people in life have scars. Some people have unhealed trauma. Some people have been taught the hush movement. You don't say or speak or do anything. You just allow it to happen. And what is unfortunate is you have people literally using social platforms to be able to speak their truth for the first time in their life, to come out and say, I was SA'd, I have experienced DV, I've experienced, all kinds of stuff, right? And when people get on and they tell their truth and they are speaking their truth, it's unfortunate that you get a society and a world that it's just disgusting. You can't even get on your platform and say, I experienced this. And though people don't function and operate like, some people get stuck there. Some people need healing and they do need help. But when you talk about your experiences or trauma that has happened to you, once again, I say, the offense still occurred. It doesn't mean that you forget. I don't give a damn who you are, where you go. If a man, male, dog, cat, chicken, goat, rat, rabbit, it doesn't matter. If you experienced an offense or a trauma by an offender who meant you harm, you are never going to forget the face of your offender. Do you hear me? You're never going to forget the offense occurred. You're never going to forget your vulnerability and you feeling helpless in that moment. You don't forget. You try to heal forward as an adult, as a child. You get therapy, you get help, you move forward in your life. But that does not mean that your experience, that you experienced something so traumatizing, something so hurtful, does not mean that that didn't happen. So where am I going with all this conversation? Stop telling folks or bashing people if they use a platform to speak their truth. There's a lot of people, and music industry, entertainment, Hollywood, there is a lot of people who have experienced trauma. And for the first time ever in years and time, people are able to speak up and say, you know what, I feel safe enough on this platform to say, this happened to me. This affected the man and woman that I am today based off of certain things that happened. Men don't get on social platforms and talk about their essays, right? Because it's looked at like, oh my God, like men can't speak on that. But there are men who are traumatized, and this is why they cannot have successful, healthy relationships. There are women who cannot have successful, healthy relationships because of things that have occurred to them. Now, your offense may not have been SA or DV. It could have been something else. I'm simply saying all that to say, stop making people feel like they cannot speak up or they don't have a voice. Get therapy. Pay for the therapy if you want people to get therapy. It's free. Call the 1-800 line. Therapy is not a one shot. Therapy is not taking a shot of Cosmo and that's it. That's not how therapy works. Everyone has their own personal things that they have to deal with, whether it's trauma, whether it's offense, whether it's something that happened to them. Some people sweep it under the carpet. Some people lock it in the closet. Some people acting like it didn't exist. Some people can't get over it. Some people are crazy and delusional with it. They start killing folks and start doing all kinds of stuff. All I'm saying is, is simply stop making people feel like because they speak their truth and they talk about what they've experienced and what happened to them, of course, get over it, right? Of course, move forward, right? But you cannot tell someone how to heal or how to get over certain things that have happened to them. And it's unfortunate that you have people who really sit around judging folks. Well, get over it. You should do this. You should do that. Stop telling someone what they should do. You need to get help. You need to not do this. You need not be here. Who the hell are you to tell somebody what they need not do or how they need to heal or how they need to feel? If you do not like a specific thing that a person is saying, don't follow them. I say all that to say you have celebrities who have done things that's prison worthy, right? But yet you're still following their content, liking all their stuff. You have people who have said and done things all the way from the White House all the way down. That don't stop you from voting. That don't stop you from doing the same things that you want to do. That doesn't stop you from pursuing, I hear people say stuff all the time. I don't do this, I don't do that. There's people who are racist, non-racist. There are people who are hateful, evil, and you still rocking their products. You still wearing their clothes, purchasing their purses. These people are involved in all kinds of stuff. There are people who are doing things that are demonic, and you are still following these people, still looking after their content, still watching what they're saying or doing. There are some people who have mentally lost their mind. So I'm saying all this to say, stop belittling or making people feel like when they speak out about their trauma or offense or things that happen, that they are playing victim. No one plays a victim. Now, let me just be clear. There are some people who can play the role. But when you know that someone has literally been through some experiences, if they are bold enough to share their story, to share what happened to them, people all over the world are coming out of the freaking closet saying what happened to them. Their trauma, their experiences, they're being vulnerable. And unfortunately, you have this evil perception of these people in the world are just freaking evil. These people can't even say, well, she deserved it. Well, she knew he was like that. He was like that. They was like that. No, that does not excuse their behavior. That does not excuse someone saying or doing something. It's just absolutely insane. Now, for the people that have something to say that want to come for me, listen, I don't give zero fucks about whether or not you come for me or not. This is not about me. This is not about a personal experience. This is about saying to those people who are bold enough to speak up and share their stories on platforms and be open about things that have happened to them so that they can move past that trauma. I am sincerely celebrating you, and I pray that you get the healing that you need. I pray that you get the closure that you need. I pray that you move forward in life. Some people are still walking around in a dark place, in the sunken place, because they have not yet experienced their truth. And they're so busy sweeping it under the carpet like it don't exist. All I'm saying to you today is get healing, and don't let nobody stop you from being bold and speaking up. Again, the offense occurred. Just because it occurred, it happened, you're not what happened to you. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that you're not going to have triggers. It's not meaning that you can't move past that. No one can. I did this to her. I did that to her. I did this to him and did that to him. That doesn't mean that person can handle because you handle things differently, because you don't have a soul, because you don't have a heart, because you don't have the right mind. That doesn't mean that person doesn't experience stuff. So, y'all, stay well. Keep speaking your truth and living free in your journey. Healing is not a one-day process. And it damn sure ain't a YouTube video. It damn sure ain't a watch this and get quick, or read a quick scheme, or watch a TikTok, or do whatever. And now all of a sudden I'm supposed to be Susie Happy Maker. Y'all, get healed for real. For real, for real.